Hi, welcome to Turn-Based Besties, a podcast where two grown adults with no free time talk about their favorite RPGs. I'm DJ,
And I'm Sam, and we're besties that love to game.
and today, Sam Baby is a little nervy.
I'm a little nervous. I was saying that genuinely because
Did you just say genuinely, as in like literally and genuinely, and you just portmanteaued them?
I didn't. I don't think I did, but we'll record that back and see. But
Genuinely.
maybe I should have. That's cool. I'll try to start combining words and just confuse the hell out of everybody.
That'd be great.
But no, I am though. This is one of your top fave games ever that we're talking about today, and so I feel the weight of that.
There's no wait. There's no wait. If you don't, it's okay that it doesn't vibe with you the same way that it vibes with me. That's okay. That's what
Well,
makes our friendship so strong is that we also like different things.
oh, that's nice. Well, that's good.
Well,
Miko, get out of
I'm
here.
also gonna judge you though. Like when we get off camera, I'm gonna be like, "You mother."
You should. You should. Miko, our cat, one of our cats is running around and I need him to leave. But also that makes me think of Miko real fast. I will do a quick Miko comment.
Miko update.
My So we have these containers that help block sound with foam around our
Oh
microphones,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And I realized today when I set it up that there's a suspicious amount of white cat fur inside of it as well. And I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure Miko was sleeping in this at one point now.
That's cute, though. He
But
just being a little
also,
baby.
but also I'm gonna have to clean it with the little sticky rollers. But anyway, yeah, so that's going on. What's been up with you?
I just got back from Canada on Monday night. I was in Canada for 6 days for a conference, the
Oh, that's right.
International Congress of Voice Teachers.
That
I
sounds fancy as hell.
It was so fancy. It only happens once every 4 years, and it bounces to different countries every 4 years. The rumor is it'll be in Germany the next time.
Wait, wait,
Ooh.
wait. It's so when do they know? They don't, there's just rumors. They don't set it
Oh
up
yeah,
until like a
they
year
haven't.
before. Or...
They have no. I think they set it up about at least 2 years before, probably just to make sure that you actually have venues.
Mm.
But no, they did. They did not announce where the next one was. I think 4 years ago, I wasn't at the previous one. This was my first ICVT International Congress that I attended. The one 4 years ago, they announced that it was going to be in Canada at the end of the conference, and so like we were
Uh-huh.
waiting for the announcement, and no one made it. But I know some pretty important people.
I was gonna say this is cool. Is it like music Illuminati? Is that what this is?
That's exactly what it is. We do a lamb blood ritual every evening
Oh.
too. Yeah.
And you pick what the popular, non-popular nerd music will be over the next 4 years?
We do. So Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eyelash, you guys are welcome for the past 4 years, but I don't know. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I presented some. I'm squeezing every bit out of this dissertation that I wrote and finished in 2020, and
As
I'm
you
like,
should.
as I should, right? And I truncated it and added a little bit of one of my papers that I published last year into it, into like a 45-minute presentation, and I thought it was received really well.
Great.
And then and it was, which was great. And then yesterday, the editor of the Journal of Singing texted me or emailed me and is like, "Hey, I'm so sorry I couldn't make your presentation. I saw it on the schedule and that interests me. Would you have any interest in publishing it in our journal?" I was like, he's like, or like putting it in article format, and I was like, "Hey, you mean article format like this one I have ready to go, and it's in article format already?" And he was like, "Wow, by and large, this is pretty much ready to go. Can you just add X, Y, Z?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I got a publication out of it too.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like a good journal. I don't know anything about the good journals, but this Journal of Singing, that sounds like it's top notch because my understanding of journal titles is
Hmm.
the simpler they are, the higher the impact factor generally.
Oh,
It's like,
really?
well, that's kind of a joke, but the way it feels in medicine is like the simpler the name, then it's just like, it's like New England Journal of Medicine, just the Journal of Medicine. That's a huge one, right?
Yeah.
There's ones that are just like chest, and that's like pulmonary and lung stuff or blood. And it's it's
What?
like the simpler it is, it tends to be a higher impact factor, it seems. It
That's,
would
I mean,
seem.
that's cool. I mean, we really only have, for someone like me who I don't really do a ton of experiments outside of when I'm like partnering with someone else, right? Because I'm no longer
Hmm.
university affiliated. Like the best bet for me to get published is something like Journal of Singing or like Journal of Music Education. The Journal of Voice is very science based. So like that's
Oh.
probably not for someone like me. There's a huge intersection between folks who publish in both, but the Journal of Voice are like the acoustics people, like the people who like
Oh.
maybe got a music degree and then they were like, wait a second, I actually like science. Let's go get a PhD in how sound works.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the
Cool.
real smart people.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fun. Okay. Well, cool. One other thing I do want to throw out there, though,
Yeah, what?
to derail the highfalutin talk is
Right.
something that Tay just did tonight. Um, she goes, "Hey, check this out." That Taylor, my wife Taylor,
Yeah.
says, "Hey, check this out. Look what I just saw this thing," and then she proceeds to take a piece of cheese
Yeah.
and just throw it on Kay's face. So our 15-month-old just throws it on her face. What are you doing?
What?
And Kay actually started laughing and thought like, what, this is funny actually, and didn't get mad, and then ate the cheese. But apparently there's some TikTok thing or online thing where it's supposed to be a crying baby, and you throw cheese on their head, on their face, and then they stop crying. That's the part that Taylor overlooked is Kay was not crying. Kay was perfectly happy.
Yeah.
And then Taylor just threw cheese on her.
Okay.
So that's
Great.
I guess a thing. You throw cheese on baby faces.
I I love that. Maybe next
Parenting
time
in 2025.
when I see you next week, will you have some slices of cheese to throw on my face?
We'll do that. If you start crying, I'm gonna throw cheese on your face.
I'm turning 40, so I will start crying.
That's gonna be so exciting.
I know, we get to see each other in person in real life.
I know. We need to like we're gonna just like party so much for 40.
Yeah, so much partying. We will be awake past 9 p.m.
I was
maybe.
gonna say that's what you know about a 40-year-old, how much they love to party.
Yeah, I love it so hard.
Anyway, alrighty.
Oh,
Well, we should jump in to the review of the day about one of DJ's favorite games of all time. Today, DJ, what are we talking about?
today we are finally talking about Lunar Silver Star Story. Oh, I can't even say it. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's an exciting day for you and for everyone. Because hey, this won our entire bracket of RPGs, so there's a lot of folks that should be excited to talk about Lunar.
It's true. Yeah, this won our bracket that we did, which was quite controversial. Can't wait till we do it again in March.
There may have been a little what foot pressing on the scale by calling on the whole Lunar Reddit or subreddit.
Hey, bro, we posted in all the Reddits for all those
This is true.
games,
This
and
is true.
the Lunar Reddit they
They
came to
just
play, man.
That's true. They just leaned in and they just so they deserve it. They deserve it.
Yeah, they sure did.
Well, this is exciting, but let's talk about it from the get-go, from the start, how we always start our reviews.
Yeah,
What is the
man.
overview of Lunar Silver Star Story? So this is a one of our classic top-down pixel art turn-based RPGs. Okay, DJ might have to correct me. This gets a little messy with the release dates and when it started and who
You got
made it,
it.
all those things.
You got it, man.
But originally called Lunar the Silver Star. That was way back when, in June of 1992. And that was kind of the
92
original Japanese release.
on Sega
Then,
CD.
yeah, just on Sega CD. Then 4 years later, October of 96, that's when they made a remake that is dubbed Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Okay. And then the remaster collection, the one that we played, just came out April 18th of this year, 2025. So they have remastered it again, and that's what we played. The remaster, adding in this note, has improved audio and graphics, widescreen support, which I actually loved, upscaled HD animated cutscenes, and
Yeah.
quality of life upgrades like being able to speed up battle sequences. Wah, wah, wah. That is something I love. So yeah,
Wait.
go,
I'm
go,
gonna add. I'm gonna add. You were
add.
so right. In 1996, it came out on the Sega Saturn, and then
Hmm.
it was ported to the PlayStation, which is where the North Americans finally got to play it because it was only Sega Saturn in Japan in 1996. And
Oh,
then it came to the PlayStation 1999, so we had to wait 3 years.
oh my gosh.
So
Okay,
it had
yeah.
a few more like quality of life updates when it came to the states in 1999. There you go. And then you said the iOS update. Is that what too?
There was so many different
Oh
updates.
yeah. It came out on iOS
Any,
in like 2012, I think.
yeah, yeah. There's an iOS version. There's like Windows Steam now. There's an Android version. You can play it anywhere now,
There's a
which is great.
PSP version which is called Lunar Silver Star Harmony.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So I mean, this is what you know. It must be a beloved game
yeah.
to keep getting remade and remastered and put on every platform possible,
There's a Game
right?
Boy version called Lunar Legend, which is another just retelling of Lunar Silver Star. I mean, there are so many versions of this game, bro.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so somebody's got to stop this. It's madness. But anyway, the artist for this game is Toshiyuki Kabuka, known for the Lunar games. Apparently, did all the Lunar games, and also Phantasy Star Zero.
Oh, cool.
Developer, there's many different for all the different versions, but it's been Game Arts, it's been Japan Art Media, and then the remaster that we played is Ashibiko. Publisher, I'm just gonna say the one that we published the remaster that we played. So the newest one is Gung Ho Online Entertainment.
Totally,
Again,
totally.
so many different people involved because there's been so many versions and remakes. So awesome. But
Working
anyway,
Designs, if we don't say Working Designs, the Lunar people will get mad at us. Working Designs helped develop and publish it back in the 90s.
okay, good, good. Anything else that we need to hit on to give
You're
credit
good.
where credit's due
You're
on
great.
the
You're great.
making, the mini makings, not just the making of this game, the mini makings of this
Many,
game.
many makings, yeah.
Okay, so what is the story? What happens in this game, DJ?
Sure thing. So in Silver Star Story, we join Alex. I'll just read this from the remaster, and then I'll do a little bit of like explaining. So from the
Do
website
it.
and the remaster, join Alex as he overcomes the White Dragon's trial and takes his first steps toward becoming a Dragon Master. With the sudden emergence of the Magic Emperor threatening to take over the world, it's up to him and his friends to fight the rising evil and save the world from peril.
That was
So
nice.
thank you so much. I didn't write it; it's from the website.
I felt like I just picked up the a physical copy and read the back in like 2000.
Right? So nostalgic. So I think it starts like the really innocently. So boy, which is Alex, boy's best friend, boy's kind of girlfriend that lives with him, but they don't call her his girlfriend right at the get go, and then boy's flying cat. Which I know it's not a
Classic.
cat, right? Classic party. Go on a simple adventure to go grab some treasure from the White Dragon Cave because boy has dream of one day becoming a dragon master, and oh, now he's thrown into a situation where he actually can possibly become the next Dragon Master. Double ope, your girlfriend's kidnapped. Yikes. The heroes of legend are either missing, disposed of, or literally turn evil and are the actual villain of the story. So it's up to
Mm,
you, your flying cat, which is later revealed, spoiler alert, to be the new white dragon, the daughters of two of the heroes, Galleon's apprentice, and the boyfriend of one of the daughters to save the day. So, Lunar is a classic adventurer and group of friends save the world and also maybe save the girl game. The strength of Lunar, I don't think, is in its originality because it's not really an original premise. I mean, it's just not. But
no.
the strength is how I think the story is told through the lens of incredibly likable characters, and I think that also extends to the villain Galleon. Like a super I think wasn't Galleon on one of my top villains even when we did the villain episode, or
Oh, I
maybe he
believe
was
so.
maybe honorable mention if not.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Maybe it's not it doesn't seem original to us now, but it's hard, especially looking back 30 years later, and over time, sure, any story's been told, even in 92 when it was first written. But as far as RPGs in video games, there was probably a lot original back in the day when it first
Yeah,
came out,
yeah, especially
you know?
with having a bigger party, having a flying animal there with you. There's
Yeah.
something I would never subject you to playing. That sounds like I'm joking, but I actually mean that. Like I would never ask you to play the Sega CD version of it.
Okay.
But it is charming.
Okay. Okay.
Charming
Okay.
as hell. And it is different. I mean, the battling system's still basically the same, but everyone gets like 30 spells. It's really overwhelming.
That does sound overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned that they kind of streamlined the number of spells in this one.
Yeah, for
But
sure. For sure, for
okay,
sure.
okay.
Well, Sam, I know that you like to talk about the visuals. So, like, did you like it? Tell us about the
I
visuals
do
of
like the
Lunar.
visuals. I'm probably not qualified to talk enough about visuals of all these different games, but I can say what I like.
Yeah, you
And
can.
I liked it. So it's again, top-down perspective, some beautiful pixel art with brighter colors. Apparently one of the remakes. I think it was the 92 to 96 one, that first 96 remake,
Hmm.
they enhanced the color palette, and I am all for that. I
Big
love
thumbs
how
up.
bright it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you will traverse some pretty fleshed out visually cities that I liked a lot. So the cities and the towns and the forests and the dungeons that are interspersed in there, I like the way they look. I would say that it's an inviting pixel art with a nice feeling of a lived-in world,
Yeah.
which is hard to do with such simple graphics, but I think they achieve it here.
Hmm.
The overworld is simpler. I would say it's not as engrossing and nice to look at, but that's okay. You're using that to get to these other set pieces, which are much nicer to look at. When you get into a battle, you will notice that it's very similar visually, top down, same perspective. The battle animations, attack animations, some can be on the simpler side, but then when you use your bigger, larger magic or almost like summons sometimes, or some of the dragon, master spells that you have, those are flashier battle animations that I liked a lot. The bosses are going to be naturally larger, more elaborate pixel art depictions, which I think are nicely done. I really liked kind of the widescreen, and so that was new for this remake,
Um,
or had that been on the other ones?
It'd been on the other one, but I think it was a little bit
Even
wider,
wider.
even wider. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really like that. So I mean, I really felt like that wider screen. I was in it. I was seeing every part of each city I was in, every battle. I enjoyed that. Or maybe I
Hmm.
just have my face too close to my Switch 2. Shout out Switch 2. And then a super highlight visually, I would say, would be the animated full motion movie cutscenes. So these are just anime cutscenes, and
Yeah.
now in the remake they are HD upscaled, and they are beautiful. They are well done. It is a little jarring to go from your, I don't know what it is, 16-bit little sprites to the, amazing, anime hand-drawn cutscenes, but it's a highlight. It's really fun. They're well done. They, the whole thing stops and you just sit and watch, and they're really enjoyable. So visually, I would say it is a treat. If you like, pixel art, and we definitely
Yeah.
do here on this channel. And so, are we a channel?
We're a channel and a podcast
We'll just say
yeah,
that.
yeah, channel.
That's kind of like a retro thing. Like, you talk about an album or whatever, and it's like it just means something different.
Yeah, it
Kind of,
does.
right?
On this
Okay.
channel. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, channel. We're a channel. So no, visual treat. I would say if you like pixel art, definitely one for you. But the question next, DJ, is how does it sound?
It sounds great. And we have our best friend, Mr. Composer Noriyuki Iwadare, which I've actually not heard of until the Lunar games, you know. So, in addition
Yeah.
to the Lunar games, he composed the music for the Grandia games, which, if you know the Lunar games, you very likely have heard of the Grandia games and vice versa because they
Uh-huh.
have similar companies. He did some music for the Smash games.
That's what I was impressed by. I mean, I
Yeah,
played a lot of Smash in my day, and the music's always awesome.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. Landgrisser games, at least the fourth one, but perhaps even more. That's another
Hmm.
strategy game that I've not played. I don't think you have either,
Mm-mm.
maybe. And then the Ace Attorney games, and that's just naming a few. Like all these music composers who have been composing for 30 plus years, they have 30, 40 games they've composed for at this point.
Oh, his list was gigantic when I
Oh
looked
yeah,
through it,
it's
which is
great.
so impressive. I feel like maybe one of the longer lists I've seen as far as composers that we've reviewed
Yeah,
for video games.
and I think still, I mean, what is young? I think what we think is young now is different than what we would have thought 30 years ago. But I think he's only in his
Sure.
60s, which means he's still composing. Like he's still working,
That's
or
awesome.
rather, he could still be working. Rather, he won his first award. I thought this was really cool for the Sega CD version of Lunar. So he won the Best Game Music Award, and he won that a few other times in his career.
Wow.
Yeah, so people really enjoy it. Some folks have described his music as poppy or pop adjacent. Some have gone even a far deeper dive than I have, and have said that it kind of reminds them of pop music from the late 70s and 80s, which, knowing this guy's age, that would make sense that he would be influenced by that music.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I think we'd have to talk about the voices at least for a
Mhm.
moment.
Sure.
So the voice cast for both Lunar and Lunar 2 were completely redone for the remake. And a lot of that is because of a rights. I think a lot of that's because of a rights issue,
Huh.
copyright issue. Um, I
That's
have
odd.
I have such nostalgia for the old voices, but I thought it was really cool that they had a brand new cast come back for both games. Especially, if you thought there was a lot of speaking in this game, the second one is so much speaking, especially because Hero, your protagonist in the first game, is not a silent protagonist.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of speaking that happens. So
Okay.
I thought the voice actors in the remaster did a really fine job.
I
You
really
know,
enjoyed them. I don't have the nostalgia that you do, but I liked them a lot.
you know me. I'm open to even to old like games that I love. I'm open to new voices, new musicians, new etc. coming into
Sure.
the games. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, some folks are like I must have the old voices, and I get that. Play the old game. Don't play the remaster. Then there
Yeah,
you go.
exactly. That's got to be fun for somebody, especially I would hope to think these voice actors were fans of the game or something, and it's got to be fun to be able to, voice that
S-
character and kind of
some of them
reimagine it.
I think some of them were. I know at one point, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, then I'll stop here. I know the son of one of the voice actors in the second game was so excited that he expressed interest in voicing what his father had voiced in the second game because his father has
Oh, that's
since
cool.
since then passed. I don't think he actually got to, but I just saw like online he was a big supporter of like the new voices and like honoring his dad.
Oh, they didn't give him the opportunity to voice the same role?
I don't think so, and
Ah,
I think probably because he's probably not a voice actor.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Can only go so far, but
Exactly. But yeah, I liked the new voices. I think the music, you and I both agree, is pretty incredible.
I loved it. Yeah, that was definitely a highlight for me too. So
Yeah.
visual is definitely a highlight, audio definitely a highlight for me.
Yeah. Let's go to a story, a highlight for me too, even though it's pretty simple. You know? So why
Yeah,
don't
no,
we yeah.
it's easy to follow.
Easy to follow. Yeah. Did the twists you saw them coming, right? You saw that like
For the most part, but it was nice to have some twists and turns. It wasn't the most straightforward forward thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what about the game? What about the actual gameplay?
The actual gameplay. So as we've harped on, this is a turn-based game. There are no random battles. You will see the baddies on the battlefield, so that's nice. And they'll come at you. They'll attack you. I actually thought it was interesting. There's a lot of flying baddies, and they'll just ignore, walls and trees and whatever, and you're, kind of stuck, and they can catch you, which is interesting.
They sure can.
Um, you don't regenerate HP, MP stuff at inns. Rather, you use these shrines of Alfina, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So that's something. And then let's see here. So you will, I think it's a speed stat that determines the who goes first. There's not really like any indicator on the screen of what the turn order,
I think you're
but
right.
um,
Yeah.
but you will, you have a certain turn order dictated by the speed stat. You're actually when you're battling, you're on a kind of a technically a grid. You don't really see it, but there's movement that you can move certain distances and everything. And you do get to pick the layout of your characters. So there is some strategy to that, right?
Yeah.
You have up to five characters, and maybe there's more strategy than I used, but I basically had my ranged and casters in the back, and then my melee, higher HP, higher defense characters up front.
Yeah, I think that's
Um,
smart. Yeah, I think that's what I did too.
that's basically what I did. They all have a lot of movement. It's not like it takes you a few moves to normally, get in position to attack. You can basically get there and attack on the same turn.
Hmm.
And then positioning, though, I'd say is most important kind of for your AoE attacks. So you will
Hmm.
have simple attacks, and then you do have magic attacks, which can be oftentimes area of effect attacks. And this was one part of the gameplay that I really enjoyed that when you do a normal, like, attack with a sword or attack with a staff, you'll do damage, but then you can also push them with those attacks. And so you can move enemies and cluster them and then use the AoE attacks to hit multiple of them. So that was kind of fun. Let's see here. You do have other abilities, not just AoE damaging could be fire, can be ice, can be different types of damage, but then you also have buffing abilities, and then you have some status effects that you can apply, things like
Hmm.
confuse to the enemies. Honestly, though, I don't know how much I ever use those. I would use my AoE attacks, I would use my buffing abilities, and then I would just kind of use my high damage skills.
I think that's usually what I did too. I know Nash has like, didn't he have like confuse and like a stoning, like
Yeah,
paralyze?
turn to stone, paralyze, maybe all of those actually. And
Yeah,
I don't know that I ever used them really.
I don't know if I did either. I think I used more status effects in the again in the second game, which is just a better game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't feel like I ever needed to. So I just kind of, tried to make sure my damage was adequate and took them out as fast as I could.
nice.
And then you also can defend and use items.
Oh
I
yeah,
honestly don't know if I ever defended too much either. If I needed to use one of those, I would just use an item and kind of heal somebody maybe.
yeah,
And then there's an auto battle function. That's new auto battle in the okay, that was there before. Okay.
yeah. It's
Um,
I hear that it's the AI is better now. Is the rumor?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think it's nice. I mean, it definitely is a quality of life thing in general that helps with grinding that I enjoyed. Boss
oh
battles I
yeah.
would never do this obviously, but a lot of other battles you can auto battle and get right through it, and then you get your XP, you get your money, those kind of things.
You can speed up for the
And you
that
can
was
speed it up 3 times.
yeah, that's quality of life for sure.
Yes, that which is awesome. Gear wise, I'd say gear is rather streamlined and simple. You get like a robe or armor, you get a helmet, some can wear a shield, you get your weapon, which is generally either a staff, a sword, a ranged kind of like bow or crossbow, and then you can have a couple additional accessories which
Hmm.
can add buffs. Again, I would say it's simple, streamlined, elegant. When you win a battle, you'll get XP, you'll get currency, and then when you level up, it's all the normal stuff. You'll get increased stats, increased HP, increased MP. Pretty straightforward stuff there with the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what of the things we talked about, or something we didn't talk about, is your favorite aspects of this favorite game of yours?
Woo! Well, call me a 1990s series because I love a party of five.
That was good.
Thank
Did
you so
not know
much.
what you were doing there for a second.
I didn't either, but it came to me like 10 seconds before we got to it. Yeah.
Well, good. Do that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love that we have a big party. We have a party of five. I guess technically a party of six with Null
Yeah.
being there. Yeah, yeah. Uncontrollable or
He does some stuff
non-controllable.
sometimes.
He does sometimes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that each character has a fairly set role. Like you know Kyle is going to absorb damage. He's gonna hit people and he's gonna be the person you get out there to be like, I guess it's called like aggro, right? Or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that Mia's gonna stay in the back and she's going to be your go-to mage. You know that Alex is also gonna hit people. I like that, like someone like Jess is gonna heal you, but she can also I don't know if you used her ever as a melee person, but like she can hit hard.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
shockingly, I can't remember the last time that your healer also is maybe like one of your better melee damagers
Yeah, yeah. I
also.
think it's when she had like one of the ice staffs and you were like in a fire dungeon or something and she was just doing work.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I like that. And I like that Nash, your other mage, can also just be like, hey, let me hold this bow and arrow and actually do a lot of damage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they're fairly set with just like the teensiest bit of flexibility for some of them.
Yeah, that was nice. I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
that.
I think the lack of side quests makes sense in the context of the story. I was trying to think about this too because I was like, would I
Okay.
have liked side quests? But I don't know why there would be. Like the goal of your adventuring party, especially by the like middle of the game, save Luna, stop Galleon. Like why would they stop their serious plan to go save 10 cats or to go grab berries or something? Like right? Like that doesn't make any sense at all with a game that is fairly streamlined. So I don't know. I think it makes it seem really intentional. So
Yeah.
those are some of my favorite aspects. Also, I kind of like the simple battling. I know it's too simple for some people named Sam, and
I'm
I
some
think
people.
that's okay. No, no, no. I think it just feels like candy. I know that it's not good for me, but it's kind of fun to eat. It's fun to eat. It's not gonna kill me.
You know, I think about the side quest thing that you said just now makes me realize that it is very well paced and very well um leveled. You know what I mean? So that you don't have side quests, you are going to be appropriately leveled for the next dungeon, and it feels like the appropriate level of challenge when you get to the boss there. And it's all like you level exactly how you're supposed to. And so you can definitely dial that in and control it a lot better when you don't have a lot of side quests where you might be super over leveled. So
Yeah.
then that makes the flow pretty smooth, I would
Yeah.
say. So
Yeah.
that's a positive. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Other positives for me is stuff that I've hit on already, that the music top notch. You got some bops, you got some boops in there.
Some
They're,
boops and
they're,
bops.
they're good. The dialogue I thought was very light and funny, and multiple characters, throwing in the comic relief,
Yeah.
which was good. And then the visuals that I mentioned, I think that bright color palette, the very well done pixel art, you have the widescreen. I thought it was all just a visual treat. So those things I really enjoyed to the game.
Yeah. The dialogue is kind of iconic. They updated, I think we got more of a true from Japanese to English script for the remaster because there were some pop culture references in the 1999 North American release that like referenced Bill Clinton. Kind of,
Really?
yeah, like literally, or that like referenced the owl in the Tootsie Pop commercial, which
Oh
you
yeah,
only
yeah. Oh my
yeah,
God.
which are funny but hardly held up then. No reason to have those
Would
in
never hold up now.
2025.
Well, yes and no, because who's the audience primarily for this game? Probably people that get those references, but you don't want
Probably.
to alienate anybody else trying to play it that's
Exactly,
younger.
but I agree with you. I'm glad that they kept the dialogue remained humorous still.
Yeah, it's very humorous.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So now, you know
The
what? I think this is great because this will give me a new perspective. So, Sam, what are things that were maybe not your favorite about Lunar?
Okay, okay. And again, I'm sorry out there to everybody that put this as a top game in our RPG hierarchy. I think that was part of the problem. I will say, okay, I did enjoy this game overall as for what it is. I had to kind of reframe it, but I think that was part of the problem is that my framing was, wow, this game was the top RPG out of everyone. And if I looked at the, eight on either side or whatever that we had, there were some amazing games there that I really love that are some of my favorite games ever. So I was thinking, wow, this is the best one out of all of those,
Yeah,
right? That's what a
it was a
bracket
shocking
is
win.
telling us.
It was a shocking bracket win. I will be the first to admit that.
But okay, so the things that were troubling to me were a lot of the things that you've probably heard me harp on. Anybody that's listened to other episodes for older RPGs that bug me. So one of them being kind of the need for a guide. Maybe some people don't need it, but for me, I needed it to get through and stuff because I try not to use it, and I
Yeah,
tried to just kind of and I found myself wandering around, and I would be in the different town, way across the map. And then I would read and then I'd be okay, I guess I'll check the guide. And the guide was, oh, that guy that you left an hour ago, you just needed to go back and talk to him again, and then the story would advance rather
I
than going out and looking and trying to find the next step. It was you just have to go back and talk to people. GJ, it literally said in the guide, talk to this person 3 times. You have to go back, talk to them again, and then initiate a conversation again, and then the story moves forward.
that must be such a strange, weird like that's a strange thing to put in the game. I don't know what you're talking about as someone who has played this game like 10
Really?
times. I literally don't know what you're talking about because also I read the dialogue and I know you scrub through it. I know you don't read the dialogue all the time. So I
You got me
think
on that.
I think some of that's actually on you for not reading the dialogue.
Other times it would say, talk to this person, walk out of the room, go back in the room and
That
talk
is
to them again. It
that
would say
literally
that, and that's
that
what I would do, and
your
then it would
guide
advance.
your guide is feeding you some grade A bullshit because that is not how a game is advances.
Hey,
Like I'm
I
so
know I found
sorry.
myself across the map looking for the next person to talk to, and it was the person I just left an hour before,
When you
before I
asked,
just
I'm putting your stuff on Front Street right now. When you were like, "Hey, I need you to pull up a map for me so I can get to the next town," I'm like, "Just walk south. Just walk. Just walk. It's the world map."
But the world map does not say the names of the towns on it.
That's
You
true. That's
You
true.
have to get into the town, and then I had to learn that you have to hit one of the two map or one of the two menus because there's two different buttons you can hit for two different menus. One's a save menu, and one is a different menu because that makes sense. Just have one menu, okay? And you have to hit one of those two, and then it will tell you which town you're in on the bottom. You don't walk in and it says a high, oh, you're in this town. You
That's
don't, there's
fair.
no other indication of which town you're in.
That's fair. That's a fair criticism.
Yeah, what they're probably expecting you to have when you played this in 96 or anybody that got it in 96 is the map that probably came with it that you would have opened up and you would look at it and it would tell you where you are
Can I
and it
tell
would
you
have the
something?
name on it, right?
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
In '99 and 2000, when the Lunar Silver Star story complete and Lunar Eternal Blue complete when they were released,
Uh-huh.
they came with like leather bound manuals
Ooh, that's fancy.
and a map.
And a map. Uh, that makes sense when I play it, but I don't have that map, and I don't have the ability to get to a map in the menu system, which is normal nowadays,
Yeah,
somehow to do that.
they
So
should have
that's what
updated
bothered me.
that for sure. Yeah, you
That
got
seems like
that.
an easy update. However, I will say when I really enjoyed the game more was a few of the times the guide I was using just said navigate the dungeon. It didn't say go into this room and pick up, this chest. You have to, and then you have to go to this one, and then you have
Because
to do this.
none of the dungeons function like that in Lunar. They're all
Well,
just like,
so when it said that, and I could just do a dungeon and explore myself, and I didn't have to fear that I wasn't going to go, I was going to wander and aimlessly. Those are my favorite 20 or 30-minute chunks of this game when I could just actually nicely navigate a dungeon. So
hell
those
yeah.
parts were good. I would say things that bug me though is, yeah, as you mentioned, I don't like the simplicity of the battle system. It's too simple for me.
I
I
think it's
want a
okay.
little
Yeah.
bit more meat to sink my teeth into. I want some other systems. I want some things that I have to try. Oh, I need to attack this enemy this way. Oh, I need to do this against this enemy. Oh, I'm gonna try to build him more like this or do, emphasize this part of his, skill system. Basically, I would augment Alex's attack or whatever, and then
Hmm.
I would do the sword dance attack thing, and then I would heal with my healing characters,
Yeah.
and that was the main part of every attack.
Yeah, no, I think
You know,
that for you who's a newer gamer, I think that's a valid criticism.
yeah.
Like these old games, and Lunar is far from the only one that's going to be like this of an old game, but like you're looking for builds, and there are no
Just looking
builds
for
here.
something different to do. And then
Yeah.
that brings me to my last critique that I will say is that I felt like you already didn't have very many systems and already very many things at your disposal to use, right? You had your normal attack, you had a few magic type attacks that you could do or skills, and then you could use items. And then the gimmicks for certain dungeons were like, oh, in this dungeon, you don't get one of those. So it was like I already had very few things. And then the gimmick for a dungeon would be no magic. And it's like, okay, good, fine. And it's like no items. And it's like, okay, thank you. Or it's like
It was like
fewer pe-
it wasn't
or
no
it's like
it was like no weapons, no physical weapons. I know the
yeah, one
dungeon
was
you're
like,
talking about.
okay. Yeah. And then one was like, and then also other ones, it's like, okay, you had five party members, two of them are gone. And it's like, so now you get fewer people to attack with. Or then another thing was, I thought it was already kind of easy. And then multiple times you'd get stuck with an NPC who's literally level 99 and
Do,
can one shot everybody you're playing.
the
And
fact
it's
that you're
like,
calling him an NPC tells me you don't know who he is
Lake
yet.
or Lake or Lake, what's his name?
Yeah, late. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know him, but he's level 99. And it's like,
Do you know him though?
but come on, I don't, but I'm saying ease of the game, you
Yeah.
just kind of walk through it with that. But anyway, so those are things that bugged me when I was playing the game. However, as I played through and actually got to dungeons that I could sit and not have to look at the guide and play through for 20 or 30-minute chunks at a time without having to look away,
Mhm.
those were sweet little nice moments.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So now, DJ,
Yeah.
turn on your favorite game. What do you dislike about this? I'm going to tell everybody on Lunar Reddit.
Ha ha ha. Well, nothing. This game is perfect. No, no, no. I agree with you. It's a pretty easy game. It's fairly easy-ish, except for when it doesn't hold your hand when coming to certain objectives. The objectives I think they're. I'm not calling you out, my love. I think
It's
if you
okay.
don't.
You can call me out because I was rage texting angry things about your favorite game to you over the last 2 weeks, and so you deserve to get back at me a little bit.
No, 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 no. It's just, if you don't know where to go next in Lunar, it is likely because you were just scrubbing through the mandatory dialogue. Not, but, I get that. I get that. We live in 2025 and our attention span, both of ours, is different than the 90s. So, like, that is fine. So, it can be frustrating when a game is both easy and also doesn't hold your hand at the same time because you're like, well, what the hell do you want from me, game?
Okay, okay.
That can be confusing. I think the inventory system is shockingly better in the remaster for the first game, but it still could be better. Like it could still be more organized. Like in the non-remaster version of Lunar, you don't share an inventory. Everyone has their own, and that's frustrating as hell.
That sounds bad. You basically share it because null, you share null as your
Yeah,
inventory, right? Which
yeah,
actually I like, and I will give credit on that, is that null can hold a lot of junk and you basically never run out of capacity, and that was nice.
yeah. He is your bag of holding for sure.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I. It's stupid that they cap the items. I think at 20. Is that correct?
Probably more than that actually.
More than that? Okay. I remember that
But
they.
I just got to the cap like recently and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
close to the end.
Okay, okay. Well, I remember they just capped items at a lower number than I wish that they would, but that's just me. I don't love a silent protagonist. I think that makes me kind of a strange JRPG lover, but
You
I
strange.
I strange. I don't know. I so strange. I I don't love a silent protagonist. This is one of many reasons why I think the second game is just superior because you don't have a silent protagonist in the second game. I also wish that Null could interact a little bit more in battle. I know in the beginning he will randomly revive you, which is nice if someone
Yeah.
dies. And near the end, he will sometimes, I think, sometimes attack, but his counterpart Ruby in Lunar 2 is just more interactive.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point.
So,
And about the silent protagonist thing, it does feel like such an odd trope. It's like these are
yeah.
RPGs are so story focused and character based, and it's like you're gonna take your main character and you're not going to develop them.
Well, I know the reasoning, and it's to
It's supposed
put
to be us, right?
yeah, it puts the player character in there,
Sure.
and yeah, I don't know. I don't want that pressure, I guess. I don't know. This is one of those games that I don't think there's a ton to do on a second playthrough, and I think you and I kind of have the same-ish idea. So, what would you, I'll just say, like, if I were to play this for another time, I would probably try to get all I'm going to say bromides, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. And
That's how I would say it, but I don't know.
I think that's because that's the type of paper that these glossy photos used to be on was
Hmm.
bromide paper, and I would try to get
Oh.
all of them. I tried to do that, but some of the locations in the remaster are different from the original locations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a couple, which was, that's great. And I passed a point of no return with some of them, so I was like, well, guess I'm not getting that trophy.
Oh
Whoop.
no. But did that bother you so much?
No, not at all. I was like, I guess I'll have to play this again in like 2 years. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
What
But
about you?
if okay, you're telling me that the next one in the series has a little bit more to the battle, a little bit more depth, a little bit
Oh,
other things.
yeah. I mean, like in the second game, each enemy is highlighted in red, yellow, or green, which tells you like, oh, green. Wow, what I'm about to do will really impact them. Or red.
Oh,
Oh, red's not
that's
going to do
fun.
shit to them at all.
Okay, so that's helpful.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's just a little bit more strategy. Everyone can be customizable in the second game, where you can
Okay,
you can
okay,
kind of make builds out of people because
okay.
you can give people two crests. I think where hero can be like, I guess I'm also gonna have rock magic. Oh, I guess I'm also gonna have lightning magic. Oh wait, what's that? When I equipped rock and lightning magic, they make their own combined magic too. Cool.
Okay, okay. Yeah, see, I think these are the kind of things you told me about Lunar over the years, and I was expecting that in this one. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I probably won't play this one again. But could I
Yeah.
play the next ones? I think strong maybe.
Hey,
No, I definitely.
2026, baby.
No, yeah, exactly. But it's Yeah, I think I would. Oh, tell me this. This is
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
Were there other like optional dungeons that were related to like the bathhouses or the spas or the what are those things
Oh,
where you take the soap,
the so I think in one there's like an optional like forest, but like there's no boss there. It's
but
just
it's
you
related to you take the soap to the shrine or whatever and you
you can see like, oh, you almost see nudie women,
Yeah, I
or
only did it once. Is that literally what it is? It's just
that's
fan service stuff of like
that's
the
just fan service.
Oh, because my guide was telling me to do it and I did it one time and I was like, but what was that?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's kind of silly.
Okay, glad I didn't do the other
Yeah, yeah.
ones. Anyway, all right. Well, that's it. That's our review there of Lunar.
Of
Silver Star
Lunar,
Story complete
are you
remaster
do you
number two.
regret playing it?
Well, no, of course not, because it's one of your favorite games, and I want to understand it and know it. And again, there's a sweetness to it and there's a simplicity to it that I was later able to appreciate more. And I think that my biggest flaw was going in with too high of expectations, and that's what I have learned on this day
Well,
to change.
I may have also hyped it up too much too, so I'm sorry I gave you the wrong
Well, so I
expectation.
had high expectations, and then I projected what high expectations of an RPG is for me. You know what I mean? Which means deep systems that I can really try to adjust and all these things, and that's just not every game. And
Yeah.
so, anyway, I need to reframe. But yes, I did, or no, I did not regret it at all.
That's good.
But what other games are we playing now that we may or may not regret when we finish them? What are you playing at the moment?
No, I finally jumped in. I'm finally playing 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, I think is the full title.
Yes.
And I think, you know, because this one YouTuber really calls it one of her favorite strategy RPGs. I think it's very loose
Okay.
strategy RPG.
Okay.
I think we can count it as one. It visually is, it looks beautiful and the voice acting is great. It's a lot of story, Sam.
Okay. Okay.
It's not story like Triangle Strategy where you're like, oh my god, a 45-minute cutscene, get me out of here. It's like bite size, like 10-minute segments, 10 to 15 minute segments.
Okay. Well, if I buy the right version, actually, I've heard it's really good for like trying to learn some Japanese because it's got
Oh
it written
yeah.
out and you can go back and forth and like reread stuff
Oh cool.
and hear and maybe even hear the audio with it again.
You can definitely
So
pick Japanese audio for sure. I don't know if you can pick Japanese text. Maybe I don't
text.
know, but
It might be one of those things. When I've looked up games that are good for Japanese, you have to buy them on the Japanese eShop most of the time to get the Japanese version. And so it's a I have to make a different account that I haven't done and other
yeah.
things. But anyway, I don't think it would bother me as much if I was also trying to use it for that.
Well, yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah.
it would take me 4 times as long.
Jesus, I know. So I'm playing that, and I have like not guilt. I am like nervous to start Clear Obscure, and my reasoning to why I'm nervous is because I'm like, this is going to absorb all my time because I'm going to be obsessed with this game. I just
It's
know
so
it.
good. Like
I
I'm jealous
know.
that you get to play it again, but maybe you won't like it because you've still not really jumped in. And you said you played I played the prologue or whatever, the beginning
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
and then I was hooked and I couldn't stop. And you've been able to play that and stop, which makes me wonder
No,
if it
no,
maybe you're
no.
not as interested.
No, I played it and stopped because then I left the state for like 12 weeks.
Physically not being able to play it is not a good excuse.
You're right. You're right. I'm trash. I'm just garbage. It's true. What about you, man? What are you playing?
More DK Bonanza. It's really fun. I'm sorry. It's not an RPG, but it's fun.
Oh, that's okay.
I gotta finish Xenoblade X at some point. Flying Fairy, Bravely Default, and
Bravely
then
Defart.
Defart. And then though, I think did it just come out? The DLC for Chained Echoes,
It did.
Ashes
Yeah.
of Elrond.
Yeah.
Elrant. I just watched a review of that and it looked really good. It's also short, like 15, 17 hours. Um, so like I might jump into that. One cool thing that they do there is they have like party points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So not just skill points, whatever, but it's party points that you dump into like a skill tree for your party and you get whole party buffs or like whole party abilities. which is something cool that I'd never seen in another game.
That is a game that I never finished, and I don't know. I don't know why to this day. I don't know why I didn't finish it because it was we were texting about it like
Yeah, yeah.
a year before the podcast. Even we're like, wow, this game's so much fun, and I just stopped playing it.
So there's probably good and bad in the DLC if you ever wanted to try to play it. So the bad would be that apparently it does advance the storylines of some of the characters and stuff like that, which heck, I'm not going to remember. I'll have to reread and everything to know, but you get additional story and stuff like that. So if you didn't finish the first one, maybe that's not as enticing.
Yeah.
However, if you didn't finish the first one, apparently what you can do with this one is you really don't have to because it'll just create an autosave for you,
Oh,
like of a finished game, and it just like auto creates one so that you can start it from a finished story and go and do the DLC.
that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. So you got an option there. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on, man. Hey, everybody out there, you can find us at Turn-Based Besties on Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Did you know you can also subscribe to our channel on YouTube? Can you guess what it is? It's at Turn-Based Besties. That's where
You
we
guessed
all
it. You
are.
got it.
You got it. You guessed it. Go to our socials. Let us know what you thought about the most amazing game in the world that has no faults called Lunar Silver Star Story.
Drag Sam on our socials about how he didn't love it.
No, that's okay. It's totally fine to not love this game, legit. You can email us comments and questions at turnbasedbesties@gmail.com. We will have new episode release schedule every Friday morning when we release, not every Friday morning, but when we do release a new episode twice a month. It will be Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Central time.
That's
And
right.
that is follow our Instagram, guys. Sam is like killing it with these memes on Reels. Like he's actually doing a great job. And if he wasn't doing a great job, I would be like, yeah, follow our Instagram. It's fine. But like
This is
Sam's,
true. You would hate on me.
I
But
would publicly, I would. But Sam's
I
killing
think they're
it.
pretty good. One of these is gonna strike it
Gonna strike
rich.
gold. And until we do, then I guess we just got to keep adventuring together, my bestie.
That's right. Because as we say here on the pod, when everything in the world points right, maybe go left and see what you find. Because I'm Sam.
And I'm DJ, and this has been yet another episode of Turn Based Besties. Bye.
Bye bye.